Hi and welcome back to my channel Everyday English with Amanda. Today we are covering a topic about renting. Renting a flat, an apartment, it's another way of saying flat. A unit is the same thing, or a house. So we are going to start to talk about rent vocabulary. So when you rent, you know that you have to pay money every week, sometimes weekly, sometimes every fortnight, which means every 2 weeks, and in some countries every month. So we will start by talking about rent vocabulary, which means words. So we can say flat, unit, or apartment. They all have the same meaning, but in some countries they say flat, in other countries they say unit, and some they say apartment. A house, a townhouse where you have 2 levels in one house, 2 floors. Property, it's a house, units, buildings, or land. You can say, for example, I own a property. It could be a house, could be a flat, it could be a land. Rent. Most of people rent. That means they pay weekly. The landlord, the owner of the house or the flat or the unit. A lease is the contract that you sign between you and the landlord, the owner of the house or the apartment. Bond or security deposit. Before you move in, after you sign a contract, you need to pay for a bond. It means it's usually 4 weeks in advance. And these money are kept as a security deposit, which you will get back, when you leave the house or the apartment. They usually keep this in case you cause any damage to the property, which they will take the money out of that deposit or bond. Real estate agent. Real estate agents, their job is to find you a property that you would rent or buy. That's their job, and they are called real estate agents. So it's the person that actually help you to find a property, a house or a unit to rent or to buy. Real estate, this is the office. So you go to a real estate to find what you're looking for. Then you talk to a real estate agent, which will help you find the property you're interested in. Phrases and sentences relating to rent. What you would hear people talk about when we talk about rent, or questions you could ask if you're interested in renting a house or a unit. What kind of questions would you ask a real estate agent? You can start by saying, I'm looking for 2 bedrooms house. I'm looking for 2 bedrooms apartment. I'm looking for an apartment. I'm looking for a unit. I'm looking for a townhouse. Try to be very specific. Are you looking for 2 bedroom, for 1 bedroom? Of course, we all want to know, how much is the rent? How much do I have to pay? How long is the lease? How long is the contract? Is it 6 months? Is it 1 year? Do I have to pay a bond? Do I have to pay a security deposit? Of course, they will tell you, yes, you have to. How many bathrooms are there? If you find a place that you don't know exactly how many bathrooms, you can ask, how many bathrooms are there? How many bedrooms are there? Does the flat or a house have a garage? Most of the people want places that's close to train stations so they can commute to work. How far is it from the train station? So these are some of the questions. An example of an answer would be, how much is the rent? The rent is 400 per week or 400 weekly. How long is the lease? It's for 6 months. It's for 12 months. Do I have to pay a bond? Yes, of course. How many bathrooms are there? There are 2 bathrooms. Does the flat have a garage? Yes, it does. Or no, it doesn't. How far is it from the train station? It's about 1 kilometer. It's just a walking distance. It's just up the road. So there could be different answers for this question. This is what you would see on a website. Nowadays, of course, when you're trying to find a place to live in, usually you go online. In the old days, you used to go on, classified newspapers. Nowadays, you'll find something online. So, let's say I am looking for a flat or a unit, an apartment in this complex. So I saw this online, and it could be interesting. So of course, the area that you're looking for, it's called Liverpool. So this is the area. When you see this sign, it means bedroom. So this one has 2 bedrooms, showers or bathrooms, 2 bathrooms, and of course 1 garage. You will always have the property type. Is it a unit or is it a house or maybe a villa? You will always find availability, which means you can rent it from that date. It will be available from the 1st of January 2022, for example, or when you can move in. They will have the price for the rent. How much do you pay? 400 per week. These are abbreviation. 400 weekly, 400 per week. Usually the bond is 4 weeks of rent. So it's 1,600 or 1,600. 1,600 or 1,600. So you have to pay 4 weeks in advance as bond. Okay, what's the name of the real estate? It's called the One Real Estate. You'll have phone number and sometimes an email address. And then if you want to find out more, you can call or email. So in the ad, you will find basically what you need. The area, okay, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, if it has garage, if it has car space. What's the property type, when is it available, how much rent you have to pay, and who should you contact if you're interested in the property. Moving on to more vocabularies that are related to rent. A tenant. A tenant is the person who's renting a flat or a house. The tenant pays the rent. Landlord is the owner of the house or the unit. The owner, he owns it, it's his. Once you rent, you need to sign a contract or a lease. Both tenant and landlord need to sign the contract or the lease. Sometimes, in some areas, they could have furnished apartment, that they have furniture in the flat or the town. What I mean by furniture, or it's furnished, that means they could have couches, tables, chairs, everything that's required, fridges, washing machines. And furnished, it's empty, there's nothing there. Sometimes it could be a shared accommodation where you are living with someone else and that person called roommate. A shared accommodation where you and someone else live in the same property, in the same house or in the same unit. That will be it for today. If you have any questions or further comments, please write and subscribe and like at the bottom. And if there's any topics that you would like me to write about or to talk about more, you could also write that in the comments. Until next time, thank you.